Hi Gemini, welcome back to Love from a Leo. My name is Tay, otherwise known as Love from a Leo, and this is your reading, okay? So this is going to be a little different. It's a timeless message, so anytime that you see this, it is meant for you to see this, okay? Now, this is not for love or anything like that. This is for your soul's journey, your soul's message. What does your soul need to hear? Divine message to Gemini. It came out extremely fast. Queen of Pentacles. So life hasn't been always peaches and roses and whatever. I feel that you have seen beautiful times in life, but also the darker sides. You've seen maybe even the more evil aspects of life. But you being Gemini, you have the innate ability to adapt. And because of this, you've become abundance in many ways. I do feel like there's a need for a little bit more of a spiritual connection. Maybe because you have so much in life, it's easy to kind of forget about the spiritual side. Or because you're Gemini, you always have your mind in so many different things. But you're very stable, and it's taken you quite a while to get to this point, Gemini. So I feel like a lot of you watching this, your soul is very old. Gemini itself is a young sign, but your soul, I feel, is old. Meaning you're wise, you're experienced in life, many lives. You've probably been so many different people physically. Your soul stays the same because energy never dies. It just transforms. You've evolved. You've evolved. You have a more delicate look on life, but you are very aware of how dark things can get, or, you know, you're very aware, very, very wise, very experienced. You've built a lot as well in this life, and I feel like it's more about your spiritual evolution, your energetic revolution, your frequency as a vibration has evolved quite a bit. Right behind that, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like with all of these signs, I feel like this is saying you've been around the block a few times. Like maybe you've had to do this life thing a lot of times. A lot of times. You've probably been all the signs, Gemini, which is why you're able to adapt. And I had to laugh at that because I just feel like your soul knows this. It's almost like your soul is like, I've been waiting on Gemini to kind of just remember. Maybe you do remember, but there's a sense of just laughter, because with wisdom comes kind of this like aloofness. Like, not that you don't care about anything, but it's like the things you can't control, you just can't control. And I think that's something you had to learn, Gemini. What else, Spirit? I also feel like whether it's energies around you, entities around you, people from past lives, or even your soul itself, it's proud of you. It's proud of you. 10 of Wands. Yeah, you've matured. You've matured. You've learned to kind of let bygones be bygones. The maturity is what I'm feeling with this card. Maturity. You've had lots of obstacles to get through, okay, honey? You've had to do a lot of breaking through barriers. If you see here, we have Saturn. Saturn is the planet that rules reality, the 3D. And as we know in the 3D world, there is evil. There is evil in this world. There is darkness. There's challenges, darker forces. And I feel like you've encountered these things, but you've also broken through, which is a part of why you're so wise. Time. That's what I'm hearing. Time. The evolution of time. Time is infinite, but so is energy. And I feel like that's part of something you've learned. I feel like you're saying my soul is as old as time. Like, I've been here since the beginning. I'm still here. I'm still learning. Some of you don't want to leave. Some of you want to stay in this realm because you've probably perfected it at this point, or you're so used to it. You know, if you've been here for a long time, it's kind of a blessing and a curse. So let's see what connections to your past life have to do with this particular reading. Karmic relationship. Oh. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. You've developed a karmic soul tie with someone because you've been here for so long. You don't want to leave. You don't want to leave without them. You enjoy going through the ups and downs with this person. And this is not a love reading by any means. This karmic person could have been your mom in your past life. In this life, it could be your enemy. What I'm saying is, you as Gemini, you have some type of counterpart. You have a twin, a soul twin. Maybe you have a twin flame. Someone who's still connected to you energetically. They're still here in this life as well. I feel like you guys made a pact to not leave each other or to not leave without each other. But when you do that, it gets dangerous because everyone's soul journey is different. So it may take the other person a lot longer, and you're just here circling through life, going back and forth, and they're still trying to evolve with you, trying to catch up to you, or vice versa. You could have met this person during I want to say World War II or the 60s. But I think you were here long before that. But I think that was their first life, and that's why they have to catch up to you. But you love them. None of the other readings that I've done today with this type of energy have had anything to do with another person or a soul tie. Gemini, you're a twin because you came back as a soul twin, a soul tie, soul connection. Wow. Your soul knows this because your soul remembers the pact that you guys made, the contract that you guys put together. Does this other person remember though? It depends on how spiritually evolved you are and how spiritually evolved they are. Sacral chakra. With the sacral chakra, there's definitely a sense of passion still here. I feel like sometimes, like if you're not in contact with this energy that this person brings, you get very bored because I feel like this is the only reason you're still here. But that in itself is a karmic lesson that must be learned. Attachment, detachment, codependency, spiritual codependency. You'll forever be trapped until you either this person evolves with you or you evolve enough to understand that everyone's soul purpose and soul journey is separate, no matter how many soul contracts you make. There's always a lesson. So in other words, this energy, this person that you've connected with on a soul level in past lives that is trickling down into this one, yes, they could have been the love of your life in that one life, but in many other lives, they could be so many different other people. The soul is the same, so you'll always have that attraction, depending on what frequency you're vibrating on in each lifetime, yes? So you could attract that same person that you fell in love with all those years ago. You can feel the attraction, but it can be of hate. It could be your enemy. So then you spend a lifetime of hating something or being extremely irrational towards something, and then coming back just to try to figure it all out again, which then makes it a little bit harder to remember what you're here for in the first place because that's not your soul's purpose. Yes? Like, is that making sense to you? So there is a lesson within this karmic tie that I feel that you must learn. It doesn't mean that you and this person are terrible for each other. It just means that you have to really be in touch to understand just because in one life they were good does not mean in the next life that you guys will be good. Because I feel like sometimes people make soul contracts and soul ties with people just to realize that they're meant to drift apart. That is a part of the contract. And especially if you've been connected to this person for many lifetimes, it will be pretty painful. Or at least it'll feel that way until you actually spiritually evolve to realize energy never dies. If anything, that energy you felt for that person will be transformed to someone else, or someone better, someone higher than what you are in this life because you transformed to a higher version of yourself in the next one. Beautiful connection, but I feel like there's more to grow. There's more for you to, you're learning still. This may be your last lesson. Detachment. The farewell lesson. Or if this is not your last life here, then maybe this is saying this is your last life where you feel the need to have to be attached to that person. Because too much of anything is a bad thing, you know? And then once again, as Gemini, you will adapt to a new way of being, a better way. And you still will attract something better because you have risen your own frequency. Disappointment. Realizing that in order to expand, to explore new things, sometimes it takes deep emotional transformation. It takes detaching. It takes going through deaths of certain relationships, certain connections, parting ways with your school of fish, for example. So if you've been, going with this pack of energies for eons and eons or whatever, sometimes you have to depart. You grow apart, you drift apart, so that you can go towards your next destination, your next vibration. Not that you'll feel disappointment, but sometimes learning this fact of life is disappointing. The saying, if you love something, you must let it go. Because you can't hold on so tight, because then there is no room for growing. There's only room for stagnation, which is why you've been in this life loop for so long. Trapped by challenges, trapped by, all of these desires that you can't quite get to because you have to wait on someone to catch up, or you have to wait on someone who doesn't even remember that you guys made the contract in the first place. Codependency. You'll always have that energy though, never forget that. It'll just be transformed into a new relationship, a new identity, a new connection. So with knowing that, you'll have peace of mind. And I think that's what you're really truly looking for in the first place. And whenever someone brought that to you, you held on to it for dear life, but which lifetime was that? And which one are we in now? A whole new one. So I think that's actually your lesson for this lifetime, your karmic lesson. Beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna leave this message here. Hopefully it helped y'all. Kind of a bittersweet reading, but I think if you truly do the work spiritually, you'll understand that it's not even a bad thing. It's just sometimes when you're in a situation for so long, you get comfortable, and with comfort comes lots of good things, but also comes a lot of room for non-growth and stagnation. Yeah. Just keep learning, Gemini. You're ruled by Mercury. It's intelligence, communication, the mind. Communicate with yourself. You're the twin for a reason. Figure it out. With that being said, I love you all so much. If you would like to get a private reading from me, make sure you email me. I have all of my information on the screen. I also have all of my information down below in the description box. If you like this type of reading, this style, this focus of a reading, then make sure you like this video so that I know what you want to see. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, Gemini.